Hey everybody, this is Betty Garza, your local realtor right here in South Florida, and today's video is going to be the pros and cons about Boca Raton, Florida. If this is a city you've been thinking about living in, relocating to, you'll definitely want to stay tuned because I'm going to be going through the pros and cons, and we're getting at it right here. All right, we're back, so let's get into it. Let's start with pro number one of Boca Raton, Florida, is location, of course. Boca Raton is centrally located on the south end of Palm Beach County. A lot of people like to break this city into three quadrants. It is the east, the mid, and then the west part of Boca Raton. So it is literally what some people refer to it as downtown Boca, midtown, and what used to be west is now uptown. The downtown is more of the east coast of Boca Raton, which of course you have beaches, plenty of restaurants, different things to do in that area. Midtown is more of where the local mall is located, which is a fantastic mall. Has so many different upscale stores that it offers, different dining. And then you have the west side of Boca, which continues to be, developed and has more of your suburban feel with single family homes, with more, land and bigger lots. So those are the differences between those three quadrants of Boca Raton. Though all three areas are great places to live, just kind of really depending on what it is you're looking for. On the east downtown side of Boca Raton, you will have single family, but not as much as condo. And of course, you do have single family, but they're luxury, large mansions that are available there because they're closer to the water. You have the intercoastal water and the ocean water. So these homes and the prices tend to go up in price, of course, from, $1 million to up into the multi-million dollar range. Beautiful homes, beautiful locations, but as I say, you get what you pay for, right? So if that is something you're looking for, then you may be a little more interested in the east quadrant, downtown area of Boca Raton. And then of course, midtown, the mid section of Boca Raton. And when shopping and looking there with other clients in the past, I found that they do have a mix of, single family homes and condo living there. The condominiums within Midtown are not necessarily on the water unless they have a lake of some sort located within the community, but these are, different condos. And I find that a lot of the college students tend to be involved in this area and around because the college is located right there. FAU, the college located here in Palm Beach County is in Boca Raton. So during, the school season, you do see a lot more students, but not to say that they don't have communities where, families live that are more family oriented, because they definitely have that as well. Now, the west quadrant of Boca Raton, which is now called Uptown Boca, you do have larger homes with larger lots available there, HOA and non-HOA. So these homes, if that's kind of what you're looking for, then you may want to be on the west part of Boca Raton, which also has the 441, one of the main roads that go through our county. And there are some developments, there's some new construction going on there between there and Lyons Road, which is another main road that goes through our county. Those communities are amazing. I've made other videos on that. So if new construction is something that you're looking for, then Boca definitely is a city you may want to look into. Okay, so that brings me to con number one, which is cost of living. Boca Raton, Florida is 20% higher than the national average as far as cost of living. Why is that? Because home prices tend to be a little higher here than other areas within this county. Because of those homes that I mentioned that are on the water. It is one of the most sought out cities here in Florida. And a lot of people from the Northeast, from those cities tend to want to look at Boca Raton first before thinking about anything else. Even thinking about when people are kind of going back and forth, thinking about, the East Coast of Florida, the West Coast of Florida. Just saying, I would recommend the East Coast of Florida. Remember guys, I grew up here, so I am in love with the East Coast of Florida. So it is, you know, a little bit higher. Cost of living is higher here in Boca. So if you're someone that is just kind of starting off, whether it's a new career, a switch in careers, definitely looking into the cost of living with Boca Raton will be something you'll want to look into before making that final decision. Home prices, for example, you know, anything under 500,000 is kind of rare within the city of Boca. There are some hidden gems and hidden neighborhoods within Boca where you can find them in that price range, which are a little more affordable, though that they will likely need some upgrading, a little bit of work. Maybe it's cosmetic, you know, if it's something major, your inspection will let you know that, so don't worry. But otherwise, you're gonna be well over the $500,000 range when looking for a home in Boca Raton. Okay, so if you're finding this information useful, you are welcome to click that subscribe button and ring that bell. You'll get notified every time I post a new video, which is weekly. If you are thinking and wondering what it's like to eat, sleep, play, work, and live right here in South Florida, this channel would definitely be for you, because myself and my team absolutely love hearing from all of you guys. We get text messages, phone calls, and emails every day. We love it. We love helping people relocate to this area and find the right home for them. But we can't help you unless you do one of those three. So definitely you are welcome to do one or the other. Okay, so now pro number two. Pro number two when thinking of relocating to Boca Raton, Florida, would have to be job opportunities. Boca Raton is home of many major companies like Office Depot, ADT, and many others. So there are different job opportunities here. Boca Raton still till this day continues to be developed and it grows. And because it's such a sought out city within South Florida, there are always different opportunities available here, such as tech, finance, retail, and healthcare. It's also home of two major hospitals, Boca Regional and West Boca Medical Center. These hospitals have great ratings. One of them have been #1 within the state of Florida and nationally. You'll definitely want to look into that and just know that you are in good hands. So I'm sure that it's a great place to work as well. So these job opportunities are available throughout the city of Boca, and retail being a big one because of the amazing areas that they have for shopping, for dining, and all kinds of different things to do. Entertainment would be another growing opportunity within the city of Boca Raton, because people come here, and these are one of the main cities where a lot of our snowbirds come, where they stay here for at least 6 months out of the year, because in other cities they're dealing with snow and coldness and freezing, and I'm just not a fan of all of that either. So I don't blame them for coming here to get away from that. During the season, which is usually between November through April, is a season where we have more people here visiting. So entertainment, dining, retail, all of that gets a lot more busier in those times of the year. So opportunities here is definitely pro number 2 for me. And that brings me to con number 2, which is the congestion. Boca Raton has a population of over 101,000 people. Whether or not that grows when we are in season, it might, I'm not sure, but it's definitely a lot of people, but it's also a really big city. Boca Raton has so much to offer, and with a population like that and with the development that continues in Boca Raton, the congestion has to be my con, because that also brings on traffic. I'm sure when you go out to these places that are dining and shopping, lines might be a thing there, wait time. I am not one that likes to wait, so I suggest give the restaurant, if you're going out to eat one night, especially if it's with a large group, definitely make a reservation so that you don't have to deal with the amount of people and that long wait time in order to sit and enjoy that amazing meal. Traffic, 95 is one of the main highways that we have here in Florida. And I know when you ride through Boca, there is a lot of construction going on there, so it does cause traffic. You know, construction can be a bittersweet because it means that we continue to develop. They're continuing to improve this city to meet the needs of the people that do reside there. And it just shows that the city does take pride within themselves to keep up with the times and the growth that is occurring within this city. Though you just have to go and get through the growing pains of that and just kind of, you know, plan your drive, make the reservations like I mentioned at a dining if you're going out to eat, and just do those kinds of things so that it's not so bad when you have to deal with the congestion of people that live here. Pro number 3 for Boca Raton is that if you are one that loves golf, they have a plethora of golf courses to choose from. There are a lot of golf courses, though only 8 are open to the public. And again, during season, you'll want to make reservations, get there early. Another part of getting there early is, remember, the weather here within Boca Raton is very sunny, and some days are much hotter than others. So getting to the golf course early would have to be something that you plan on doing. Get to the golf course, get in that golf cart and start early. And then again, you could end early, enjoy a nice cold beer, Coca-Cola, whatever your favorite beverage of choice is, and have a nice lunch after, you know, hitting some balls around and finishing that long course. I personally have only played golf maybe 3 times in my life, and I've never made it to the 18th hole. I don't know how you guys do it, but also I'm not that good at golf, so maybe that's particularly why I don't make it to the 18th course, because I'm so tired of swinging at that ball and trying to hit it to the hole that it's never gonna go in. But anyways, definitely remember weather. I should make this part of this pro because weather is amazing here. They have over 200 days of, you know, wonderful sunny weather. And, you know, not a lot of people play golf through the summer here because it's so hot and humid. That is part of the weather here in South Florida. Though, you know, it's just one of the things that most people love about it, because you can be in shorts and sandals throughout the year. In Boca Raton especially, it's just a beautiful city that the city definitely keeps it very well maintained. But definitely golf is a pro because it's just so much available and throughout the year. So there's, you know, what they do with the prices as far as like in the summer, because it does get a little, you know, slower, the prices do adjust in most golf courses. Of course, during season, they might go up a little bit, and you're probably gonna have to make a reservation because they do get full as well. So if you're a golfer, that's my pro number 3 with Boca Raton, is definitely they have a lot of choices when it comes to golf. And that brings me to my con number 3, which is the communities within Boca Raton. There are some that are attached to a membership, and the membership includes golf. So those outside of those 8 public golf courses that I mentioned are membership golf courses and communities. So some of them, and what I mean by that is that if you purchase a home within a membership mandatory community, you will have to pay an annual fee to be in that community and be a part of that club. Most include not just golf, but they do have social club and tennis. That tends to be the 3 things that people pay for when thinking about these communities, because at the end of the day, it is a lifestyle. And for that lifestyle, you have to pay an annual fee. So when searching for homes and looking online, when you have a realtor like myself and my team with you, we can kind of tell you where those communities are. And if you're looking online and you send us a property that you're interested in, we'd be able to tell you as well if it's part of one of those communities. And the way that you can tell is that, remember earlier I was talking about the prices in Boca Raton and how they are higher than other areas and surrounding cities, is that if you see a 3,000, you know, plus square foot home in the 100s, 200,000 range, it's likely within a membership community. And that's because some of the memberships can range from, you know, 12,000, and some I've seen all the way to, you know, over $100,000 a year in order to be a member of that specific golf community and own a home within one of those communities. So definitely keep that in mind. That's con number 3 in, Boca Raton, is just kind of beware of those communities. If you're not one that wants to be a part of one of those clubs, keep in mind that they do exist within the city of Boca Raton. All right, guys, so remember with YouTube, it helps the algorithm as far as, even if you don't want to subscribe or hit that little bell, definitely give me a thumbs up if you're finding this information useful, so that other people can, find these same videos when they're thinking about moving to South Florida, because why wouldn't they, right? All right, so pro number 4, of course, like I mentioned, let's go in a little more detail as far as weather. So the weather here in Boca Raton is just absolutely beautiful. Most of the cities here in South Florida average in the 70s, and literally when it's our winter, maybe the months of I don't even think it starts as early as November anymore. Maybe you'll get a couple of cold days in December, towards the end of December, and that will last through, February, March. And guys, I mean, literally it's probably a total of 10 cold days that we get throughout those months. It's not a lot. For you guys that are used to the cold weather, when I say it gets cold here, I don't think it's your kind of cold. You could probably still continue wearing those sandals and shorts and a tank top when it is cold, but I'm literally throwing on a sweater or a cardigan or maybe even a scarf, I don't know. It gets cold to me. I've lived here my whole life. I'm used to the sun. But that's the pro, is that you don't get a lot of cold days if the cold isn't for you. And you do get some sunny days. People are out on the beach, I mean, throughout the year. The beaches are usually open. The only time they ever close is if we're getting a really bad storm, or if there's, they'll close off certain sections because you have lifeguards on most of the beaches, where there's, some kind of current going on and it's just too dangerous to get into the water. But people are literally at the beach all the time. I have my Facebook family and friends and followers where they are, there in the morning. Maybe they want to see the sunrise, because remember, on the east, we have the sun rises, and on the west is where it sets. So the weather is definitely pro number 4 for me, because you literally can enjoy different kinds of weathers, and usually nice and sunny throughout the year. But that's also my con number 4 for Boca Raton, Florida, is also the weather. As you know, we do get hurricanes here in South Florida, and the good news with hurricanes is that we also do get a warning. So we are in the month of May right now, 2023. Next month is June, and that's when the hurricane season starts, okay? There is preparation things that you can do as far as preparing for a hurricane, and also we get plenty of warning when a storm is coming our way. So as far as when, purchasing a home here in Boca Raton, Florida, if you're financing, they'll definitely have you purchase, homeowners insurance. That varies in price depending on how much protection that home comes with. Are there hurricane shutters? Does it impact windows? What year is the roof? Are there different, are the doors impact as well? That's something you want to look for, but those are things that we can discuss when shopping together for a home. So that's con number 4 for me, which is also weather, as long with the hurricanes. And usually rainy days is through the month of April, which was last month. We got a lot of rain, which I'm not complaining because my grass really needed it. But we do get a lot of rain within April and some of the time throughout the summer. Through the summer, what I find is that if it rains in the morning, it's usually kind of nice in the afternoon, or vice versa. I've said that in a lot of my videos. It's the truth. It's kind of like it just clears up. And if it's a shower, a cloud shower, even better. It's literally gonna last maybe 10, 20 minutes. If you have a furry family member that's part of the family, then definitely my Luna, she tends to get very scared with thunderstorms. As soon as that thunder hits, she's crawling underneath our arms and trying to cuddle with us because she gets scared. So that's a fair warning. If you do have a furry family member, definitely keep that in mind, that with thunderstorms, they tend to get a little scary. And otherwise, maybe they don't even pay attention to it. Hopefully that's the case. But those are my pros and cons of Boca Raton, Florida. Guys, if you found it useful, definitely thumbs up, hit that subscribe button or ring that little bell, because I've got your back when thinking about living, relocating, or what it's like to eat, sleep, play, and live right here in South Florida. Remember, we can't help you unless you give us a call, shoot us a text message, write us an email, whatever it takes to get a hold of us. The information's right here, so don't hesitate. We love to hear from you guys, and it's all we really think about and talk about is real estate. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.